did you drink that night? Will you drink? Will you
Jayana, is there anything you want to say to the victim?
Did you see those troopers?
This is a story of Jayana Webb. She's a young person who shares her life and what she likes to do on social media, like some of you do. She bragged a lot about drinking and being behind the wheel of a car when she does. It seems like those were some of her favorite things to do, to drive drunk. Quote, I get drunk and start saying anything. OMFG, my drunk Snapchat memories are hilarious. If you ask me, I'm the best drunk driver ever, end quote. Yep. She would often brag about drunk driving and eluding police after the fact. On March 21st, it seemed like it was going to happen again when she was pulled over after an encounter with the police. She texted, quote, why the cop pull me and he say I'm doing 110 in a 50, end quote, with the crying, laughing emojis. And this was meant to be funny. Jayana and whomever else was reading this was funny to them. Jayana was driving behind the wheel drunk in an SUV. Blood alcohol level 3 times the limit at 211 when the legal limit is 0.08 when she was pulled over by that state trooper on South Philadelphia I-95. While serving that traffic stop, the troopers were summoned to go to another traffic situation not too far from where they pulled her over. I don't know if Jayana hid the fact that she was drunk. Remember, she did say she was the best, but they did let her go, just like that. She would post her text to social media, and then again, she sped off. Lo and behold, this time, she would crash into not only the 2 state troopers, but the man that they were assisting. Trooper Martin F. Mack III, Trooper Brandon S. Siska, and the pedestrian Reyes Rivera Alvarez. All 3 men dead.
Jayana, did you drink that night? Will you drink? Will you
Jayana, is there anything you want to say to the victim?
Did you see those troopers? Did you see those troopers on the road, ma'am?
You want to say to the
Ma'am,
family?
how much had you had to drink that?
Is there anything you want to say?
To the trooper's family.
Ma'am, what were you doing on the highway that night? Ma'am, how much had you had to drink? Had you been drinking that night? Did you see the troopers in front of you, ma'am?
Why are you holding her head down?
I don't know how she did it, but after her arrest, she would secure bail and was released. During the wait on her court date, she became pregnant by Tahir Riley. While she was 7 months pregnant, she would go back into custody. She did plead guilty and she was awaiting sentence. However, I will put a pause on that. So after she had her baby in February 2024, the father of the infant, he would get full custody of their child. On April 18th, the newborn was under 3 months old when his paternal grandmother, Kimberly Dean, was watching her grandson. Grandmother Dean said the baby was healthy and unharmed all throughout the day. Her son Tahir arrived and continued to take the care overnight. That morning, Grandmother Dean noticed that the baby was suffering with injuries that occurred overnight and took the baby to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for medical attention. The infant had a skull fracture and a bruising between his left eye and left ear and swelling. He had brain bleed. Tahir would tell the police his account of the events that had taken place that night into the morning. He said it was feeding and placing him in a swing. He denied notice any injuries to his son. Grandmother Dean said maybe he, quote, rough handled, end quote, the baby while changing the diaper overnight. Now we know injuries like that does not come from changing a diaper. Tahir Riley was charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, endangerment of a child, harassment. But I didn't even look further enough into it to figure out who exactly he was harassing. There is a hearing May 29th, and he is being held on a $1 million bail. Jayana's friends and family were in court with Free Jayana shirts on. I'm really starting to think when someone says free such and such, that is just a term that means we know you're wrong, but we are here because we know you. Like some kind of strange support, because you really don't want a young lady who intentionally gets behind wheels of cars drunk on purpose and will post the story to her social media platform. That's not what you want. You don't want a young lady that crashed into 3 individuals because she was drunk to be free and out on the road. So the celebration could be what? Drinking and getting back behind that wheel? Because she had been doing this for years. For it's clear to 2020, she had been drinking and jumping behind wheels. So this is not really what you want behind a wheel. I always flip the script. What if this was a drunk driver crashing into your husband, your father, your son, your brother? Would you want that person freed? I don't think so. Not at all. Her actions has changed so many lives, and she doesn't even know it. It starts with her life first. She received 27 to 60 years in prison.
I'm Brandon Sisko's wife. March 21st, I was 6 months pregnant at the time. Going through that whole process alone is unbearable. It's nothing anyone should ever go through. I had to learn how to be a single mom, first-time mom, and figure out a new normal, figure out a new normal. And the tireless meetings, phone calls, events, like Steph said, we do it for a reason. We do it to honor our husbands, our girls' fathers. We do it to spread awareness. We do it for the state. We do it for everybody to know that these guys were absolutely amazing human beings and they were making differences out there. My daughter will never get the chance to even know who her dad was. He never held her. He never saw her. That's a whole other demon down the road I have to handle. But with the help of Steph and the state, our Blue family is very close. They always check in. They always take care of us. We're grateful for them. We're going to get through whatever hurdle we have and figure out our new normal because it's different every day. To drunk drivers, this isn't okay. There's no excuse to be a drunk driver. And if you say, oh, I only did it once, and I didn't hurt anybody, well, you're still a hypocrite. You shouldn't be doing it in the first place, and you should be ashamed of yourselves for doing it. Please just be careful, because it saves families like us from going through everything we went through.